also, I mean, the moment they realizing that directly behind them is the e-bike, Stefan or Thomas. So then they also realizing that the other team, which was still with us, they dropped back.
Now look at all this. This is Aubert Speed Company. It looks like they with the World Bicycle Relief and the Toyota Specialized 91 team. So they're all together. It looks like a Canyon City. And there is the...
and it's Lukas Baum who's pushing Georg Egger.
That's not a sight the fans of Aubert Liet Speed Company would want to see at this stage. And they're constantly looking over their shoulder. Becking and Bart Alman, who did virtually all the work going up the climb, up the wagon trail. And he's still looking just supremely strong at the moment, the Belgian.
Well, Bart Alman has changed teams this year. He's now with the Legamo team, and they recognize the potential in him, and they snatched him up because clearly the investment is paying off, because he is absolutely, you could arguably say, one of the strongest riders in this race. And his partner, Hans Becking, is really enjoying having a partner like this, an ally like Bart Alman on his side, rather as a competitor. He's delighted to be very much in the virtual lead. Now, if you look at the virtual general classification, that's the time taken, like the last time check out on the trail. So if the race will stop right now, Legamo would be in the yellow jersey with a 46-second advantage over Toyota Specialized 91 and a 57-second advantage over World Bicycle Relief. And that is on the virtual classification. Still a long way to go before we get to the finish. In fact, even before we get to the descent, the wagon trail descent. And let's not count any chickens. I'm sure the riders are not counting their chickens before they hatch, because the wagon trail is a long way at the top section. It's a long trail all the way down. Lots of things can happen, lots of risks, even if you take it at a conservative pace, which we're pretty sure these riders will do, because they know all about this, because what they would gain in just taking a few risks is nothing compared to the infinite losses they could potentially have if there is a mechanical.
Yeah, and often the bank curve still like also it's not that we're coming back via just farm roads. It goes a little bit along a little stream, and there are trees and stumpies and stuff. So even there, it's also in a lot of little bridges where we have to go, or A-frames. So we're also just like with you can't just then stop like rolling. It's like you still have to be very focused, because you are also within the woods. Then it's like still a bit with the shadow, light and shadow situation. You have to be very cautious and concentrated and focused.
Just to update you on the other teams chasing here, so Villa Victoria Factory are 4 minutes and 15 going through that checkpoint. Good day for Teiserita and Tim Swinger from Cam C. They are in 7th place, 6 minutes and 3 seconds down on this lead group. Howard Grotz at the back of the chase group here, with Matt Beers ahead of him, and the two yellow jerseys of Sebastian Finney and Nino Schurter, World Bicycle Relief, on the wheels of Andreas Sewald and his Swiss champion partner, Mark Stutzman.
So they're all contributing now, and they've all got something to lose in this section of the race, as the race really starts to heat up as they go on the final ascent, heading up to that Hydra Point. Using Hydra Point offering fluids. And
collaboration is key for team success. With ClickUp, you can easily manage your team's tasks and timelines in one app. Using our Gantt chart feature, you can map out your team's tasks and set
ready for the riders to descend the wagon trail, the Toyota tough sections, past Manley's and into the finish at the 97-kilometer mark. We expect to see the riders arriving around about 11, just before 12 o'clock for the women's section, and just after 11 o'clock for the men's category. In this group that we see, Canyon CD, the yellow jerseys of World Bicycle Relief, and at the front, Matt Beers powering along. Matt Beers partnered with Howard Grotz, Toyota Specialized 91.
Yeah, Matt Beers really like with a nice pace, with good pedal stroke, and he could like almost we could see that he slightly could open up a little bit a gap, and but then also like I saw that the moment he went into the forest, had a look over his shoulder, just also to make sure that but Howard Grotz is with him and not dropping back.
You can see that Buff Megamo, Wout Alleman can sense another stage victory. They know they've got a gap to George Egger and Lucas Baum. They could have sensed that George Egger was suffering a little bit, and they know that this is their time. This is the time to take advantage. They know that when they have the chance, they will take as much time as they possibly can, because fortunes could change. They've had 3 really good days so far, and this is the 3rd good day, and they know that a bad day could await them sometime in the week. So make the most of it, make hay while the sun shines.
Yeah, and I mean, if you have suffered the previous day from cramps, like you definitely have to top up with minerals, with also maybe have also some extra salt tablets with you, which you then also can put into your bottles when you refill at the water points. So you definitely have to just make sure that your mineral system, or that your minerals, your electrolytes, that they are on the right level.
The key here is that yellow jersey, and they are in that group chasing, closing in, trying to close the gap to the leaders, and that is going to be on the minds of Buff Megamo. Just a reflection back on the day so far. This is the start of the men's race early this morning, 7 o'clock, just after first light, and the beautiful conditions it was for these riders holding out in the shadow of the mountain. The sun had yet to break over the top of the Wittenberg ridge line. With the race lead in the hand, the favorites had these Will Bice to the lead by 1 minute and 10 seconds. They were the yellow jerseys there, which then you can see them there. Very prominently, they should go there, Sebastian Finney. Behind them in the second place, Toyota Specialized, the South African champion Matt Beers, and his American partner Howard Grotz. And winning here in 2018, Buff Megamo in 3rd place, 1 minute and 30 seconds back. Wout Alleman and Hans Becky in 1 minute stage 1 in the sprint finish ahead of Kurt and Peter yesterday, and put themselves in the frame here. And Wout Alleman early on putting himself in the European Champions jersey alongside Matt Beers, the South African champion, on the front of this race. Around 9 kilometers, 9.5 kilometers of it, trail to the base of the Wittenberg Mountains and the Wagon Trail climb, which defines the first half of this race as they climb through the single track and up onto the ridge line and reach the Wittenberg Valley.
You start the riders again at 7 o'clock in the morning, and the riders' legs will be a little bit sore from the last few days, especially yesterday. They are for sure, and hopefully the professional riders will be warmed up adequately, because awaiting them very soon is the Wagon Trail climb. The Wagon Trail climb at this point, the 10% average gradient, but that says nothing about the challenge of the single track climb. It's tricky, challenging, and the technical climb is 760 meters, topping out at 1133 meters. It takes the riders about 40 minutes of very hard effort, 40 minutes effort at least, getting up to 7.4 kilometer Wagon Trail climb.
We see Servolt on the front, quite high up that climb. The one absentee team from this lead group was the yellow jerseys of Nino Schurter and Sebastian Finney. Finney picked up a puncture on the flats, rolling in towards the base of the climb, and they lost time. Not exactly sure how much time, but enough time to disconnect them from this group, which was Buff Megamo, Berliet Speed Company, one of their riders, and of course Howard Grotz and Matt Beers. That is the image of Schurter and Finney. Difficult, they got the puncture at the base, and now they're on a single track, difficult to get past riders, so not able to make up as much time as if it had happened on the local road. Up that climb, a very, very long and tortuous climb, at times very technical as well. For these riders, we've had images of some of them need to dismount and climb and walk up some of the more technical stuff. But one man who is in supreme form is this man, the Belgian Wout Alleman, the European Championship. Absolutely superb.
And it makes all the difference being on the form, just a slight 0.5% difference between being absolutely on point and a little bit off. You just see a long string of riders going back down the trail. We saw the end of the video. And these are top professionals in their sport. And it just shows just how strong Wout Alleman is in this part of
jerseys. Then on their own advance, get past one or two teams and we're trying to claw back that time, which at this stage we survived. We were around about a minute, maybe a minute and 20 seconds, and they reached the top of the climb, and then into the sunshine and into the gateway, through the gateway of the Witzenberg Valley. What a beautiful sight for the rock leaders forward, and all the riders went after. The trail, this little section, new to the Attergate Epic, although most of today's stage can be familiar to those who've ridden it over many years. This section down to the southerly part of the Witzenberg Valley, quite new and very, very special indeed.
The 20-year edition, 20 years of the Interchange, the mix of blend of tradition and also of the new innovation, the new features of the race course. It's beautiful, beautiful one. The races tear through that jump in the Canyon CV, and then have some couple of hard days and looking to make good marathon specialists.
Spectacular images on stage 2 of this 20th edition of the Attergate Epic as the riders pour into the Witzenberg Valley through that remarkable path in the Rocky Gateway as the helicopter reaches out, treated onto the rock wall there. About a minute, just over a minute now, going through the first checkpoint where the race leaders, World Bicycle Elite, the lead group had already gone through and they were chasing to try and close the gap. They weren't able to do it for many, many kilometers. Further back, these riders making their way to the base of that climb. Andreas Servolt and Mark Stutzberg, Canyon City, latching on to a group that had Albert, Leon Speed Company up ahead of them, and William Victoria were also in this group. Up ahead by around a minute were the pair of Hans Götting and Bart Alman, as well as Matt Beers and Howard Cross. Was the lead group as they made their way around to the far side of the southern end of the valley, banking on the back of it. Well, if you are pushing your bike and look to the left man there and have a rough day yesterday, can't really be 100% look at this sensational trails in the rocky terrain that really typifies the single track that they'll be riding today. Rugged, rough terrain, the likes of which they've become accustomed to, but still it tests our riders' skill levels and their equipment and looking after that equipment. Talking about equipment, well, it was Matt Beers who suffered the puncture that would spike their hopes of staying with that lead group, and they had to then get back on the bike. It didn't look as though they'd lost too much time and begin the chase back. The lead, though, by that stage was with Becky and Alleman and Albert Speed Company in that lead group.
Tom, why should people join us but the game's changed. I know that sounds trite. There are a bunch of things happening right now we're all aware of. Massive inflation, or a situation where so many people are so afraid of AI. And the very two things that people are scared of could become the greatest advantage. Because if you know how to use it in a real simple way, it can free you from a place you don't want to be. There's so many people that hate what they do for a living, they don't enjoy their job, or they enjoy it for a time, but they want more freedom. Freedom to have things on their terms, their time. And they want to do what they love. If you're interested.
The story of the day so far, more about the punches that have been suffered and the fight back by those teams that had them. To the final checkpoint, just around 69 kilometers into the stage, and the lead group of Albert Speed lead Speed Company and the Buff Megamay team going through that checkpoint. Two riders picking up bottles, one stopping. We surmise it might have been Lucas Bauer picking up for Gail Gega, or Gail Gega stopping himself. And then the chase group coming through that checkpoint, and they were 1 minute and 6 seconds back. World Bicycle Elite were 2 minutes and 27 off the lead group at that stage, and they began the climb through the acre and heading towards the summit here with just the Buff Megamay team up ahead, and riding almost so comfortably, looking very, very easy indeed. This about Alaman, his partner was picking up the sun just to try and close to his back wheel. An illustration of the strength and the form at the moment of Belgrade and partner Alaman. That's how it stands as they reach what is now becoming the key moment of this race. Up onto the ridge, the climb up there, and then the descent down the wagon trail. That could well be the defining moment as they hit back into this, the Piltomak Valley. An area they got to know very well yesterday on stage 1 as they reached around this valley. The stage 1 by Bart Megamo putting themselves up as serious contenders here. The winners race headed off early this morning, just after that, men, and it was Cannondale Factory Racing, who are 1 minute and 6 seconds behind, including the orange jerseys of the Ghost Factory Racing to Annie Terpstra and Nicole Kohler, who won the second stage in a row around Sherlock yesterday. In third place, Toyota Specialized, Sophia Gomez-Riafan and Samara Shepherd were doing the chasing, with defending champion Vera Wilson and Alexa Scarlett 10 minutes back. Relatively flat terrain heading towards that climb up the wagon tunnel, and the pace being dictated by Candice Hill.
Yes, and certainly the dominance of the field we've seen yesterday, and also on the prologue section. This will be on form for sure, and this is a partner. But the on-form team of the day and of the week so far, Ghost Factory Racing. We saw them dominate the prologue on the climb and really made it count on that climb. So clearly got the firepower to where it really counts. So have their work cut out for them today for sure. We just saw the riders wearing their hydration packs. The profile and the hydration points along the way up into their backpacks. And there's an advantage to this. In fact, one of the big advantages is actually here we have a mechanical. There's a Vera Norza having issues with the drivetrain. Waiting with a concerned look from her partner, Alexa Scarlett.
Now we're back live as they're heading along that track and trail along the top of the ridge line, heading for the top of the ridge line, and we are now familiar with what Bart Alaman Sabine, who is in super uniform, expecting seemingly everyone is having to just close the gap all the time.
Yeah, so he always especially like from second part or the second half of the stages, that Bart is always pulling away from him and once getting he needs to close the gap. But I guess it's also if you're still close and in this terrain, it's also going really, there's not really a slipstream which you can do. So it's if you're still together, then it also doesn't matter if you have like a gap of 5 meters or so. And they have pulled quite a bit away. You see there's no team in the background, so they actually could manage to break away quite nicely from the other teams.
Yeah, Alaman and Becky in charge of this stage right now. The descent still to come, and all manner of drama can and has unfolded on that descent before.
Well, they know that they may not know about the puncture woes of Toyota Specialized 91, and of course, most significantly, the yellow jerseys. They won't necessarily be aware of exactly what happened, but what they will be aware of is that they are alone, and they'll know that when they're alone, they've got to really make it count as they head into the technical section of the day. And they know that it's going to be a balance between taking risks on the downhill to hold that advantage, because I know for sure that Eno Schurter will go down here very fast indeed. And they know that they want to not take too many risks either. So it's about that. It's about balancing that and making sure that they get to the end and keep that advantage they've worked so hard for.
And what you also hear, what I just now remember also here, you have this famous, and then it's like, you know, when you come through and it just can grip your handlebar, and it's also so easily that it takes you out because they are quite strength.
Well, as you were talking about earlier, Sabine, the trail, they're still on the eastern slope of the mountain. They yet to get to the saddle that'll take them down the wagon trail. But yeah, there's plenty of pitfalls here that can cause drama for these riders, so they have to be very, very cautious whilst still being in racing mode. Take care of the equipment.
Yeah, so, but they are actually quite close to the highest point again, so before they coming down the main trail. And what yeah, I was like, what I always enjoy also like the landscape, you know, here this rock formation there, and actually not just, you see like how the rock or just in a way push up, and you have like these shell things which are just piercing out.
And the walls, aren't they? They all start to kind of pressures thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago. And the pressure and the force of Mount Alaman is coming to play here today. The Belgian is dictating matters on stage 2 of the South-Cape Epic, together with his Dutch partner Hans Becking. They're great characters. They love the sport. They love talking about the sport, and well, looking, you can get a really close-up view of what the terrain's like.
And it's also, you see that these Neptune, it's a cheap track, you have 2 single tracks, but I mean you can't just go from one side to the other one, because in between you don't know what is under this high ground or these bushes. So if you decide for one side, you actually have to stick to that side, because it's very risky to just in between just go to the other side.
It's all about reducing risk. Just having a look at the time check of the roll call, as we call it, at the 70-kilometer mark. We can see in front of us the yellow jerseys, but they were 2 minutes and 27 seconds back at the 70-kilometer mark. Still a bit to go. We've got Stefan Saal with that on the Force Media e-bike, and they're alive. We did see them earlier riding with Toyota Specialized 91 and Canyon CD. They looked like they were cooperating more or less, but the yellow jersey team are now alone.
Stefan Saal, hello, can you hear us? And please tell us what the situation is and when these two go away. We can actually keep up, Stefan. We know you can, don't worry. Don't need no shortcut, but we've got it.
Last year in the World Cup, he punctured, and he was actually far. He was, I think, in second position. He dropped back, fixed the puncture, and Jokic really liked to go back and came back to the podium position. So he's not in a way just rush here. So he just tries to keep calm and ride his pace, and he just in a way shows here again how he like just composed, staying composed, and
there of them closing in on the Speed Company. That was the World Bicycle Relief. So they're picking up teams as they go. Meanwhile, Bart Alleman and his partner Hans Becking are charging ahead, rampaging down this trail. And they know, well, they will have an idea because the helicopter is not far behind them. They will know that the heat is coming from behind. And whilst they can't say know for sure that it's Dino Schurter and Sebastian Finney, they have a good idea that the yellow jerseys will be closing on them. That was that virtual leaderboard has them in the yellow now by 47 seconds. If the race were to stop right now, it would be Buff Megabo who would be putting on the GVT yellow jerseys going into tomorrow's stage. So it is Specialized 91 and World Bicycle Relief. Well, just a minute between them right now as it stands.
But it's also that on this board is still Toyota Specialized is ahead of World Bicycle Relief, but in the actual race, they already passed. So
we're further along than this time check.
So Nino and Sebastian Finney, they actually are here also in the race, in today's stage race, they are on second position.
They're all to play for still, and just noted at the bottom there, Ligo Eurosteel have passed through that time check. The bottom one, 11th slot, 6 minutes 10 behind both Megamo, and significantly to Honeycomb Racing.
Who are the wearers today of the South African jersey, and they have lost nearly 6 minutes today. There are plenty of other teams in between them, so the Toyota Specialized Tigerians for Team Valley, left for Titan and Duca A between them. So that is a significant change. Here's the hydration point, the USM hydration point at the summit of the climb, and very shortly they'll be dropping down as Dan Gregor and Lucas Pound try and hammer it along here for their Speed Company.
And now we're going to head down the Toyota Tough section, very soon reaching that section, the wagon trail down. They're going up the trail, and now they get to go down again.
Yes, Sabine alluded to earlier, the trail may be in a very different condition to when they rode up, because there were thousands of riders behind them that made their way up that trail, slowly pedaling, and probably quite a lot of them all walking and hiking up there. So it will have very different characteristics, I fancy, to when they rode up. Finney and Schurter are on a mission here. The yellow jerseys clinging on and digging deep to try and keep hold of those beautiful jerseys, the jumpers that they earned on day one and retained yesterday. They're closing in now on just ahead of them, their Speed Company team. And this is another steep, rough, loose climb, bending down to the task if they're closing that gap. On them now. So Dino Schurter and Sebastian Finney, World Bicycle Relief, and the yellow jerseys, having suffered a punch early in the day, have fought hard all the day to close the gap. They have particular teams as they come through, and they have just passed on their Speed Company, and now I think only have Buck Megamo in their sights up the trail. So they'll head towards the Toyota Tough section that is sent back into the Toyota Tower.
And we just saw that overtake and that turn, that was a telling sign of Rod Egger as his head dropped. Although they are still trying to stay in touch with the yellow jersey wearers, and a good sign that all they have to do is just get through this hydro point, the USN hydro point, and I gather not stopping for even 1 second, because they know it's all to play for on this downhill section, this Toyota Tough section, the wagon trail down to the finish. We should get a time check from them at around about the 5K to go mark to get to see exactly what that time gap is. That estimates are certainly within 2 minutes of the leading team on the stage, the Buck Megamo team.
Well, what's happening here is there's still riders coming up the trail. It seems there were some riders, yes they are. And this is the leading team heading down. That gives you a perspective of how slow. Nearly overshooting the corner. He did overshoot the corner. No real drama, and Becky did carry on. This was a concern that these controversial riders are so trail. This is going to be a slight problem because there are lots of teams coming up. Thinking is following the wheel of Alaman, who's about 3-4 bike lengths ahead of his Dutch partner.
Still a lot of cyclists coming.
It just shows just how fast Buck Legema are heading down this section here, this very tough section. The aggressive geometry and the aggressive shocks, long travel suspension of the Bulls Media e-bike, and the abilities of the pilot also just shows how fast the front riders are heading down here. It's no doubt in the skills of the Bulls Media e-bike riders. And, all credit to Buck Legema as they tear down this descent.
Just to apologise occasionally, we are going to lose signal. We have been, but we've been our very best to bring you the coverage as we bring the riders home to the Salzburg finish in Tolbach.
You have a fantastic shot of that ridgeline. Going to see the next contending teams coming down that section very soon.
Amazing, that ridge line. That is the road curve that the trails the ride on, having come out of the valley on the right hand side, back on board. On the edge, absolutely on the edge, the shadow of the helicopter. Visibility, sometimes due to the rider behind, can be tricky.
And the e-bike pilot just keeping his distance. We saw earlier with his Hans Baking, just slight wrong turn, just a tiny mistake, almost putting off the trail. And nothing lost, no issues. But was just an indicator, and a bit of a, I wouldn't say a wake-up call, but just a reminder to the teams that anything can go wrong on this tricky descent. Bulls Media e-bike piloted by Thomas Ditch, former Bulls team member, and very much a contributor to the 5 victories of Carl Platt.
Yeah, well, Thomas is just speaking after the prologue about how it's Alaman, he's talked about that Alaman baking ahead of him, how the visibility was so difficult on this bike. We were behind the one and then 2 riders, and at times he said, I couldn't see a thing, you just trust the bike and go, because there was so much dust.
Really unprecedented good. The rider's eye view of these trails, these images are an absolute privilege to see, because this was certainly a new technology that was developed over the past few years, thanks to the tech partner NTT, but also the hard work of the crew, the risks that the Bulls Media e-bikes have to take just to stay in touch with the race leaders.
So there they are. That is Alaman and Hans Baking. The men chasing them behind are the yellow jerseys, and that is going to be fascinating. With the slow lines at the back of the field coming up the trail still, a little bit of a glimpse of the yellow flash going past them as they go down Nilo Schurter and all the rest of them.
Yeah, just to check that the last batch they went off at 8:15. So they also just leave on the other day.
Yes, that's a very, very long day for these riders. Some 2.25 hours. They have yet to reach the top of the first big climb.
It's a completely different experience for the amateurs, and not just because of the start time, but the finish time as well. Their recovery time is a lot shorter than the top professionals. Top professionals finish around about 11 o'clock today is the predicted top finishing time, and 11:53, 11:54 for the women. And that means that they have pretty much from 12 o'clock they can spend their recovery, they can get their recovery routine in, and if you're finishing at 5 o'clock, it's far less time to recover for the next day.
It's looking not much easier. This event just hits you every single day with loads of hard work for the bike, for you, and this time the strengths. These two, Alman and Becking, are looking as though an incident or accident, because they're putting another show on for the Buffalo team, and London senior second stage. Way to go still, mate.
This is a popular team, and don't speak too soon, Gerald, because so much can go wrong at this point. But so far, so good for the popular pairing. A new addition to the team, and a great addition to a great investment for the Spanish team. The Dutch rider, pretty much the star of the show. Has been a great exponent of the Epic Series. We've seen several of the races around the world, and that was a multiple stage winner, including yesterday's stage with Bart Alman.
Probably now also maybe just to see Nino and Sebastian Finney, because also if you remember yesterday on an easy downhill section, how quick and how fast Nino went down, and managed actually already to make also to Finney to make a gap, and so it would be nice anyway also to see how he flies down this trail.
Yeah, his supreme skill and speed would be something to witness here. Yeah, and he opened it up very quickly on that belly, smooth but downward undulating trail. This would be something else.
There's something to be said for the fact that cross-country riders ride a lap course, and the skills we've seen in the World Cup circuit, it's unmatched and the best in the world. But there is a certain art to riding trails that are unseen. Lap courses, the riders get a chance to see the course before, they get a chance to pick their lines, to choose where they're going to ride. But there is something quite different about marathon racing. Sabine, you'll be able to speak to this. You've been riding at the head of the field in both types, both in the marathon stage racing and of course in the World Cup cross-country Olympic level. It is a difference not knowing exactly where the trail's going and what the trail has in store.
Yeah, it's almost that you almost need to create like a feeling to foresee what lies around the corner, like that you, and actually your eyes are always like oriented around the corner. So it's just like it's like you create like a sense for what can come, and you need to be prepared.
Here's your wish. Now in second on the stage, Nino Schurter and Sebastian Finney flying down the wagon trail, the Toyota truck section in the hands of the greatest of all time. And this could be, if we get clean images, one of the best sights you could see.
And the class of the field certainly showing that I wouldn't say disastrous, but certainly a difficult moment for Schurter and Finney with that flat. And he dropped back several places and up to 2.5 minutes behind at one point. And they are now in second on the stage and in hot pursuit of the Buck Legamo team. Who knows if they'll be able to make that catch? But they've certainly put everyone else in, or sent everyone else behind their back, and they're all riding in their dust. Schurter and Sebastian Finney on another great day. After that mishap puncture, they are absolutely flying.
90 seconds was the gap to Buck Legamo at the start of the day, and 110 to the Specialized 91 team, who themselves also had mechanical issues today. Matthews had a puncture. They got off track for this group, but this is another supreme example of the brilliance of Nino Schurter and his partner Sebastian Finney. Remember, they don't go ride for the same trade team, so they're riding under Royal Bicycle Relief this year. And if you are identified by Nino Schurter as a potential partner to take on the Attica Epic, that means you know you've got something, but you also have to live up to it.
Absolutely, it's a big task ahead, and in fact, the spark started with Sebastian Finney saying to Nino Schurter jokingly, let's see this joking, hey, let's ride the Epic together. And it looks like Nino Schurter took him seriously. is happening right now. It's not the first time we've seen a extremely high-profile pairing of two different riders and two different trade teams for a charity. Christoph Sauser pairing that we saw for the Songo.info team. It was another high-profile pairing as he paired up with the late Barry Stander and took him to two more victories after his first in 2006. Christoph Sauser was spearheading the Songo campaign and partnered with Barry Stander the first time they were different trade teams. Then Barry Stander joined the Specialized outfit and they took two victories together. It was Sauser well on his way to the 5 victories that we have together.
The image there of Nino Schurter on his descent there, just poise and perfection, relaxed, focused, and at high speed going down a loose gravel descent, and it was quite sensational. And Sebastian Fini ahead of him.
It's a quite a big move for Nino Schurter. Nino Schurter may know that he might just out of enthusiasm take a few risks on the downhill. Doesn't want to let Sebastian Fini, not put under any pressure, will let Sebastian Fini take his time on the descent and explode at his own pace. And by saying that, just makes it seem like we're tabbing Sebastian Fini with faint praise, but absolutely not. Sebastian Fini is an accomplished cross-country rider. He's the national champion, and no discredit to him whatsoever, but we are talking about the greatest of all time, the GOAT, Nino Schurter. And now he's certainly becoming far more adept at managing his partners. It's a great showing from him, knowing just what it takes to nurture a partner to the finish. It's a new partnership. Nino Schurter has won this race twice before, so he would essentially be the strongest partner because he has the most experience and with the most victories. He's becoming really good at managing his partner.
Yeah, you know, he actually on the section there are two riders. This corner, they came from the right up the main trail and now heading back towards the finish. A little bit different route, but it was still like cool, a little bit some small trails, often small bridges, under trees. There's always still quite sections where you can also be focusing because there are like also little stumps which are looking out and it's easy that you just get bored with the pedal on these stumps.
So much potential for us, so much potential for Paul, and the Megamite team have made it down through the Toyota Tough section, down the wagon trail, and they can breathe a sigh of relief a little bit. I'm going to count their chickens at this point, and that is heading down the Toyota Tough section. We will have Clark Brooks close to him at the moment. And as he's looking down at his hope of those road issue, maybe just having a bit of a check his equipment, but he knows exactly what he has to do. He was overhauled by Nino Schurter and Sebastian Fini as they head down this tricky section.
Yeah, you don't want to puncture here. You did that puncture earlier in the day. Now, Gross is there. And they go at Barmenega just behind them, the speed company there.
Not surprisingly, we really expected the speed company pairing to stay at least as close as they could to the pairing of Sebastian Fini and Nino Schurter. It looks like they've lost a little bit of a gap that's grown at Mike Ross taking those corners just a little bit carefully. Let's hope he's getting on with his time. He did seem to have a foot out. He seemed to be nursing his bike around that corner. Anything can happen on this trail, even if it's just a slight loss of pressure that can affect the performance of the rider on the downhill sections. The low tire pressure just making the bike seem a bit swirly, and of course the risk of damaging the tire and also the rim.
Back with our leaders, you've got a glimpse across the valley. That's where we headed. The Saronsberg Peak in the distance there. Not far from that is the finish at Saronsberg. 10 kilometers to go in this dramatic stage 2 of the 2024 Absecate Epic with Bart Alleman in the front there, together with his Bart Megamite partner Hans Becking of the Netherlands in the Dutch Netherlands champion jersey. They have had a storming day. Can they put it all to bed today and secure a second stage win? Well, they're not far away from it. Some people said they are. When you think you've got through the toughest bit that they have in terms of technical challenges, you cannot afford to take your eye off the ball here. This is potentially hazardous. There are jumps and bridges and styles and branches and all sorts of things in these trails that could scupper your chances.
And some of the cheap breaks is when you take with quite some speed, a bit off camber, so it's also let you slide sideways. So you have to still be very focused and a good position on the bike. And like you said, it's so often that if there's something really technically you're focusing, and then you get out of this section, you just your concentration drops a little bit, and then something can happen.
Great to have a rider's eye view of things, what it's like out there on the trail. Because of course we do take a macro view. We look at the profile, we look at the main obstacles of the day, but sometimes an obstacle can be one small rock, one small berm, and those race chances could be scuppered.
Or a little hair, yes, or a blocky or something, yep. This is Lilo Schurter and his partner Sebastian Philly, World Bicycle Elite in the yellow jersey, desperately fighting to defend the jerseys today on the second day. They lost time over 2 minutes at the worst at some stage, but they are really trying to hold on to the jerseys. The biggest threat to them at this stage, Bike Legato. They are 90 seconds back on GC at the start of the day, and now they are up the road in the lead. Looking up the road, you don't see any moving images there, so they're out of sight, but the way these two are going, they are holding nothing back. It is Sebastian Philly on the front there, and Dino Schurter just glancing around to his partner to see if he could maybe catch a glimpse of them up the road there. And you sense that if he does see them, that's like a real carrot, isn't it? If you see the team up ahead.
Well, the performance of the day, if we have to count somebody, if we have to vote, this is the performance of the day. Because if you consider what they had to overcome, they overcame some, not necessarily the trickiest puncture, but they had it at the worst possible time before the Wagon Trail climb. So it might have been delayed by some of the riders on the way up, and it contributed to the time loss. Because the time loss actually repairing the puncture was probably quite minimal, but in the chase they would have had a tricky time getting back on the narrow single track climb, and they have absolutely almost turned that disadvantage around, and they are riding to second place on the trails today.
Making it look very easy. You can see the ruts and the holes in the road there, but these two are just past masters, making it look very easy. Back of our leaders winding through this trail. And work with Dion Wilkins, Tim, his son, and they've done amazing jobs here. The Tillamook Mountain Bike Club along that river. This is what you were talking about, and it's been it can be potential pitfalls here.
Yeah, well, small corners where you can easily overshoot. There is this little stream or this little gorge which you're always crossing over, and so the bridges you approach sometimes in a quite sharp angle, so it's easy that you also just miss a corner from this bridge.
So far so good. Sebastian, at least on the front of Adam and Hans Becking. So they're on the right trail. Technical work to do before they get towards Tilbach, rather than in to Saransberg, which is the other side of the town as they're riding towards the town. Fast and furious, they sense another opportunity here, and a second stage win beckons for Alleman and Becking.
Becking wearing the Dutch National Championships jersey, international champion in the marathon discipline, and Alleman is the European marathon champion. Just noting that because there are very different outfits. It's unusual at the Absa Cape Epic because the rules, they're obliged by the rules to wear exactly the same kit for identification, and riders, if they're national champs or world champs for that matter, or European continental champs, they are obliged by the governing bodies to wear those national championships jerseys.
Easy to miss a call.
Yeah, I just saw exactly what you're talking about there, yeah. Well, BS Speed Company here, and Matt Beers of Toyota Specialized 91 is going to be just behind this pair as well. So, putting the heat on behind. But remember, Beers has got the Toyota Specialized 91 one team behind the World Bicycle League at the start of the day. So, right now they're losing a little time to the yellow jerseys, but the yellow jersey might change hands by the end of the stage.
Now, well, it does look likely that just you saw the pace set by World Bicycle League on that descent, having left Orbea Lead Speed Company behind Bottega and Lucasfilm, did reach the top. They reached that USN Hydra Point together with the World Bicycle Relief team, but now there is a gap. So World Bicycle Relief have absolutely put them to the sword. It was a 2 minute and 27 disadvantage. World Bicycle Relief to Buff Megamo. Certainly some of that has been eaten away.
Beers and drops just a few seconds behind Lucas Baum and Gil Gega. Lucas that little bridge now, and the German pairs it out just up the trail. In third and now fourth place, Beers and drops on the stage. How this all will affect the general classification will be known in about 5 minutes or so,
Possibly sooner. Yeah, they'll be reaching that 5 kilometer mark. Mandy's is the time check at 5 k's to go. We'll get a sense of where all the runs are, not just on the stage, but on the general classification. Virtually, with still 5 k's to go.
It's a lovely river trail flowing back towards that gap is just a couple of seconds. Beers and drops to the men up front. Ega and Baum of their Lead Speed Company. The 2022 winners, and second place last year to the man behind Matt Beers and his other American partner, Chris Blevins, who took that sensational victory last year after Ega and Baum won the last stage, but had lost too much time on the penultimate day, and as a result lost the overall lead and the chance to win a second consecutive Absa Cape Epic.
Chris Blevins was a great choice partner for Matt Beers, likes Matt Beers, an experienced campaigner at the Absa Cape Epic. And there were question marks with how it got coming into the race that wasn't necessarily as fast as Matt Beers' previous partner, Jordan Saru, former world champion of cross-country Olympic discipline. And Chris Blevins, a world short track champion, clearly super fast riders. And Howard not a type of rider, but certainly holding his own with the 2023 champion.
Well, this is the leaders. We've just seen the second place team on the stage, the yellow jerseys, go through Mandy's, and this I think is Alleman and Becky heading towards the finish here at Saarlandsberg. Great support along the way as they charge along. What a ride by this pair. It was Alleman who set the pace going up the wagon trail early on, and they kept themselves at the sharp end drop. They have not had any issues today thus far, and as a result find themselves on the brink of claiming a second stage win. Phenomenal riding by Becky and Alleman. Back to the front, the Belgian goes. They emptied the tanks today for sure.
Now they are aware that it was that they're speaking about seconds, so really trying also to squeeze everything out on these last few meters.
Yeah, 1 minute and 90 seconds. 1 minute and 30 seconds was the gap to the yellow jerseys going into today's stage. So yeah, it can come down to those precious few seconds.
It'll be exciting for the race and for the viewers to have the yellow jersey changing hands. Not necessarily what Nino Schurter and Sebastian Finney would want. It makes for exciting racing, close racing, and always it seems to have been, over the last few years, the field has just got more and more dense, which is great to see in the 20th edition, and it's proving to be possibly even the most competitive ever.
54 UCI registered teams in the men's category, 18 in the women's category, and yeah, it's getting deeper and deeper every year, which shows the magic, the allure of the Absa Cape Epic. Thank you very much. 5 kilometers to go as we are now getting close to the business end of this race. We are in the business end right now, in fact, and they are through that checkpoint. Bart Alleman and Hans Becking. The question is now, what is the gap to the next team coming through?
Well, it's been almost 30 seconds now, 30 seconds exactly now. Since the Bart Megamo passed through that time check, still waiting for the second place team on the trails now. World Bicycle Reliefs, Nino Schurter and Sebastian Finney.
Bart Alleman is absolutely on the edge. He's flicking his elbows saying, come on, I need you to help me a little bit here, Hans. And he goes to the front. Now,
look at the dust coming up from the riders. It's a completely benign looking trail, but even here something could go wrong. There could be a rock littering what looks like a farm road. Still those risks, and Bart Alleman letting Hans Becking take the pace. Alleman has done the lion's share of the work between these two teams and been largely responsible for creating that gap and driving the pace on that wagon trail, forging their campaign for today. And passing through the time, we've got a time check now at the 5 kilometers to go mark. World Bicycle Relief has gone through in 2 minutes back, 2 minutes and 1 second back to be exact. So that's 30 seconds deficit to the 30 seconds that on the overall general classification, virtually, if the race were to stop now, the Bart Megamo team would be in the lead by 31 seconds.
And Bart Alleman looking anxiously over his shoulder there to see if he can catch a glimpse of it. And they don't know. They aren't aware of what that gap is. They just know that the yellow jerseys are coming. They would have perhaps got a word from someone along the trail. They're closing in, and then maybe if someone charges a gap, it won't be a scientific one, but it'll be something. And it just motivates them to try the pace as hard as they possibly can.
Well, imagine what's going through the mind of Bart Alleman. If he knew how close he was to taking his first yellow jersey off the Absa Cape Epic, he would be hyper motivated. But it doesn't look like he's not. It looks like he's racing on the rimmers of Sebastian Finney and also on the face of Nino Schurter, as they look to reduce that deficit. It's not just necessarily the stage they're off, and they want to minimize the time loss. And all credit to this team, the World Bicycle Relief team, and especially credit to Sebastian Finney for matching Nino Schurter pedal stroke for pedal stroke in their defense of this yellow jersey. Achieving the yellow jerseys on the shores of World Bicycle Relief. It looks at the moment if the race will stop now, it will be taken over by Bart Megamo.
Yeah, but we saw also on here that very nice as a different pedal strokes. He has still tried to push as the highest stroke, and Sebastian Finney behind him. I guess he also now suffers with that again for the last kilometers, and this must be actually about the lead speed company and
possibly Beers and
Grots, yeah.
And this is Beers and Grots, beg your pardon, Speed Company just up ahead, yep, beg your pardon.
And Beers powering, I mean that gap is absolutely just diminishing.
And the yellow jersey's up ahead. Well, this could be a sensational finish here. It looks like it. It is.
Yes, yeah.
It's like a drag race, and an amazing shot there from the helicopters and the motorbike riders. It's just exactly where we are in the race and who's close to whom in the corners. Just causes a bit of it's one of those things when the corners come, there's a bit of a concertina effect, and the riders just with that carrot up ahead. Albeit Speed Company, they can see Nino Schurter, they can see the yellow jerseys, they know what they've got to do. Lucas Baarle has his work cut out for him. He has an able partner by the looks of things from the body language we've seen out on the trails and from the cameras. Coach Edgar is struggling a little bit. He struggled yesterday with cramps. Today, but all credit to him, he's still really in the mix at the top end of the field. And the virtual leaderboard, we have it there. The virtual leaderboard just It speaks volumes of what's happened today. Another switch of the yellow jersey. Buff Megamo on a virtual lead, 31 seconds ahead of the all bicycle lead. 2 minutes and 7 seconds back on Toyota Specialized 91. Albeit, Sleet Speed Company are riding themselves back into this race. 7 minutes back on virtual trailer classification. But that is ominously close. Toyota Specialized 91 will only have a 5.5 minute advantage. It's still, they'll be wary of the team of Egger and Baum.
What a race we've got here. The stage is in all likelihood going to be won by the Buff Megamo team, but look at this fight behind going on here. The yellow jerseys, World Bicycle Relief, then behind them Elliott Speed Company and Toyota Specialized 91. And right up ahead, the leaders, Bart Alleman, and ahead of him, Hans Becking. What a drag race.
What a remarkable scene to see the grimacing faces of the 3 teams all just pulling it as hard as they can, all alone, no advantage of the draft at all, and all in chase of the Buff Megamo team.
Yeah, you just now the word drag, and I also wanted to say like these straight dragging roads, and then you see like the team ahead of you, but I mean sometimes also like how far it still is, like, and then you try and then to get closer and closer, and you just don't make it, like, because like they're also aware, because they have the helicopter, they hear that the helicopter is a bit ahead, behind them, so they know that the other teams are in the neck, and they also try now really to push and to get everything, like not losing more seconds.
Alleman again to the front there, giving absolutely everything. It is really tough. When you look at it, there's no more than a couple of 100 meters between these 3 teams. They're trying to be on the finish.
And each of them are absolutely on the limit. They just wish that they could just give extra 5 watts. They would give anything for an extra 5 watts just to make that catch. And absolute all-out effort. Let's say it's the scene of the racing today, the scene of the day. You can see those 3 teams, those 3 chasing teams desperate to get back into contention.
Just when you think, oh, that gap seems to be closing, it doesn't grow much, and it stays the same. And that's the drama here. These 6 athletes, 8 athletes giving absolutely everything, emptying their tanks as they chase not only the stage win for the leaders up front, but the closer to the yellow jersey, the hold on the yellow jersey.
And what you just saw now also, like the other teams, the motorcycle relief team, and also the Rodeo Speed company, so they changing the position with the leading player, but with Matthias and Grotz, it's like it's just Matthias who is actually like, because Howard Grotz wouldn't be actually able to keep it a nice vision to Matthias.
Yes, that's significantly taller than Howard Grotz, and provides a great shield for him as they turn the power on by Bart Alleman and his partner Hans Becking. This is the race village now, and they are on the verge of reclaiming another stage win here. Team Buff Megamo, the Spanish team, who come out here with a team in the top form, the European champion in Bart Alleman and the Dutch champion Hans Becking, have put together a stage to remember here. One right turn in here. They've been going flat out since the base of that descent. They're on the lawns of Salmonsburg here. Team Buff Megamo in the white of the European champions jersey. It was Bart Alleman on the wrong side. Hans Becking, the Dutch champion, stays on the jury for this year. And a sensational win all the way down to Pittsburgh Day and back to the finish here at Salmonsburg. Now the Costics will take the yellow jerseys as a reward for their efforts today.
Well, let's keep an eye on that clock at 4 hours and 5 minutes and 44 seconds. We're watching to see what the rest of the teams are doing, and just a little bit of a way back, we saw them pass through that time check let's just have a quick look. The time check of at the 93 kilometer mark, Canyon CD were 5th at the time check, 5 minutes and 22 seconds back off the pace set by Buff Megamo.
This is the drama that's unfolding right behind them. It is closing in now. Look at this for second place today, and the yellow jersey. It is the yellow jersey wearers up ahead. Then it is Orbea Speed, Lead Speed Company, and then Toyota 91, Specialized 91 Beers and Grotz. They're in the grounds of Saronsburg now. They're going around the olive orchards and then heading to the finish. You can see the marquees on the right-hand side. One right-hand turn along the fence line and then into the finish. Grotz is battling to stay on the wheel of the powerhouse, the train that is Matt Beers, who eases up a little now. Up ahead of them, it's Egger, who's perhaps struggling to stay with his power partner, Lucas Baum. And up ahead of them, it's the yellow jerseys, Nino Schurter and his partner, Sebastian Finney, who've been holding on to that yellow jersey. Perhaps it might be slipping from their shoulders today, but it's going to be mighty close. The dust clouds fly as the power is down on those pedals. One turn now for the yellow jersey. Schurter and Finney into the grounds now, leaving nothing behind. The Pirates to the finish. Finney on the front, the Danish champion. The legend that is the Nino Schurter behind him. The yellow jersey still on their shoulders. Will they be at the end of it today? They finished second today. I think they may well have lost those yellow jerseys by some seconds. And behind them, Orbea Lead Speed Company will take third place on the day by a couple of seconds from the Toyota Specialized 91 and that Beers and Howard Grotz. What a day's racing, what drama from start to finish.
What absolute scene that we saw there with that chase that was going on. This wasn't just a race for the stage and for a podium time on the stage, but was also for overall general classification and time loss, trying to limit the time loss to the rampaging team of Hans Becking and Van Allen. Some fantastic work and scenes of huge and absolute all-out effort. That is George Egger having had another tough day out. Lucas Baum pulling his partner, and tremendous performance from the Germans and living up to their promise. And right back in the mix they are, where it really comes at the sharp end of the field. After two, bad days going lackluster days of disappointed them for sure. And we are trying to get the trees coming towards the end of the week as this team starts to hit their stride. Orbea Lead Speed Company, George Egger, Lucas Baum. George Egger right now. Can't wait to hear from the riders.
I think we just have to follow the leaders into our own easy towards the end.
That's a little Hopke.
Tactically more clever, and we opt for a mix there. We felt good during the race. And, I'm excited for the next days.
It looks like you're becoming stronger every day. George, how was it?
Doing it all day long, more or less. But I'm quite happy with the outcome now. That's like some days before. So I think I'm suffering about it at the moment, but I'm trying to follow what is with that guy, and maybe I become stronger towards the end. So the last time it worked out quite well towards the end for me, so we'll see.
I think in the beginning you've been pushing hard together with Jeff Nagel with me.
No, I didn't put this in front. I was suffering all the time, and every time I keep it. So I agree, we had like our arms around several times of leading in the front, and I was like, in the back there. So, no, I was suffering first time one, but sometimes it felt quite good to be, but then suffer again. The final time was the limit. So I'm quite happy now. Like, I did the downhill quite well. I even catched good times. I almost catch them back. So because we punctured in the beginning, and then we at the bottom we had been almost on the wheels again. So yeah, I think the downhill was good, but climbing not too good at the moment. But
It's such a tight finish again at the end. All the teams came together again for the GC.
yeah, I mean for us it's super unfortunate. I mean if we could have dropped them, it would be way better because we have to get some time back.
NC across the line now, that is the pair of Andrea Servolt and Mark Stutzman. They will cross the
day today was pretty loose, rocky, so it takes some power to get over it, and it just adds up over the course of the day.
And that last wagon trail coming down to the finish?
That was pretty dusty, and just wanted to stay safe there and get to the line. Yeah.
But you made it safely to the line, and also and a good race and a good result as well. Congrats for that.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, appreciate the time.
Involved in the drama today, they finished in 4th place, just 10 seconds behind 2nd place, with 2 minutes and 12 seconds behind the stage winner, Bart Megamode, who will, for the first time, wear the yellow jerseys going into stage number 3.
There's a remarkable performance from Bart Alleman and Hans Baking. It's the first of the race to see this pairing. A new pairing, in fact, Bart Alleman, Hans Baking, and Bart Alleman worked for the Rio team previously. He's met his match with a great team dynamic going, and the Canyon CD team, along with Sarah and Rio, the Rio team, they're extremely together. When the Augusta Center will be able to see exactly where each team is on different classifications. We expect to see more from the Pretoria team today, and also from the Canyon CD team. But looks like they preserved at least some of their time. They have lost too much time to the overall leaders. Their algorithm specialists that should come through and major real problems. And lucky it was only 10 games we had to kind of do this. But yeah, still have to chase a lot, but it's fun. We minimize the damage.
Yeah, at the end, it all came together again. After many technical problems for some of the teams.
Yeah, I think we all had almost something, you know. It's a rugged day, and it's kind of luck if you don't have any problems. But yeah, I think like you said, we all kind of came together at the end. Just Bart Megum, they had a clean day and they rode well. So.
If I see the teams riding so fast from the beginning, do you have to wait for that in the next stage? Are you going to feel your legs tomorrow?
I'm sure. At this point, there's no real conserving. You know, it's just everyone is racing full gas, and it's 8 days. So.
And stopping at water points is not into it this year.
No, not this year. Maybe when I retire.
You just missed the podium. That's a shame, isn't it?
Yeah, but we've been, we've had 2 podiums already, so can't be too greedy. It happens, and I think considering everything, it's 4th is not too bad.
For GC, it still looks very good.
Yeah, I think GC we should still be on the podium. I think we've actually increased. Well, we've shuffled around a little bit, but I mean that's what matters at the end.
Yeah, probably Beth Megamo are the new leaders.
Okay. Well done to them. Chapeau.
You did a good job too. Congrats for that.
Thank you.
Thanks. Next Matt.
Bruno Petrus Lekalnik from the Czech Republic, and Philip Mason Peter de Toy from Page Eurosteel, the top finishing African team today, and they will no doubt inherit the ABSA African jersey, the red jersey, because the holders of that, Honeycomb Pro Cycling, Mark Pritz and Tristan Lokier, when last checked, they were way down, almost 7-8 minutes down behind them, so there will be a change in that jersey.
And two changes in 3 days. Well, the first, so it's been on it'll be on different shoulders tomorrow, and
good racing.
3 days. It's exciting racing for sure. We expected a tough battle in the ABSA Africa jersey, and we're certainly going to get several super talented all African teams in the mix.
Yeah, just to inform those who may not know, there is a category for all African-based teams. In other words, both riders from the continent of Africa, predominantly South Africa, but there are Namibians involved as well, and Zimbabweans, Alex Miller, and he's a Namibian champion, and Johan van Sail, for example. They should be finishing fairly shortly. Have a look there at the results of stage 2. It tells one story, but only a fraction of what went on today. We caught a news there that Eger and Baum had a puncture as well at some stage. So, as Matt Beer said, everyone had issues except Hunspecking and Wout Alleman. They got through clean on the day and were rewarded for that with a win by 2 minutes and 2 seconds over World Bicycle Elite Nino Schurter and Sebastian Finney, who had a puncture early on before the climb. Egger and Baum seemed to have theirs late on, and Beers and Grotz had a puncture in the Witzenberg Valley. Sibbald and Stutzman, their best day so far, really. Candell City 5:42 down, and their teammates Slosek and Vakoc just behind them. Steve John and Hart and Singer Racing in 7th place, a good day for them. Fabian Ravenstein and Samuel Poro early showing on the climb, but faded late on to be 7:35 down. Sergio Manticon Gutierrez and Pavel Bernas in 9th place. In closing the top 10, Jose Diaz, Hunspekking's former partner, and Begamo 2 with Enrique Mosillo Vergara in 10th place, 7:47. All very close though, all the way through the day.
A bit of a move down on the general classification. Fabian Ravensteiner and Samuel Poro having conceded time to Obialiet Speed Company.
Wow, you said the dust settled. I don't know if it ever will settle on this race. It just delivers drama and excitement and enthrallment.